Welcome to Random, Rambling, and Rhetoric with TeeJ Mercer. That's my TT. And it's all powered by her Samsung Notes. Now, here's my TT.
I just loves me some porta potties, said no one ever. I don't know about you, but the ickiest thing on the planet is when I am forced to use a porta potty. I try to hold my bladder until the last possible minute. And what about nasty public restrooms? Ew, public restrooms plus kids. Parents, what do you do as soon as you take them to a public bathroom? You make them hold up their hands and forbid them to touch anything. Then you get in the stall, there's no toilet paper or seat cover, you handle your business, come out, and then there's no soap or paper towels. Lord have mercy. Jesus is just not a good situation all around. Fortunately, there's the restroom kit, a full bathroom solution the size of a lightweight deck of cards. A deck of cards, y'all. I keep one in my purse all the time just because it's complete with a full patented oversized toilet seat cover, enough toilet paper to cover the essentials, plus wet wipes for your tushy and your hands. The restroom kit is a don't leave home without it necessity for your road trips, you going camping, the beach, festivals, basically any restroom that ain't yours. Even that friend of yours who's cleaning is not their strong suit. You know what I mean? So pop on over and visit therestroomkit.com. That's therestroomkit.com. And when you use the code RAMBLINGS, RAMBLINGS, you will get 15% off your purchase. So stop going to the bathroom without the full protection you need. Go get the restroom kit at therestroomkit.com. Hey, it's TeeJ Mercer here, your host and your shenanigan-prone storyteller. So I was at the end of my walk, and for some reason, I just started thinking about, in the last few weeks, I've seen reports of the police being called on people who look like me. And if you don't know, I am a black woman, a very cute black woman. But in the last few weeks, right after the incident with the two black men getting arrested in Starbucks and having the police called, I think within 3 minutes of them arriving, and they were waiting on another party, their party to show up before they ordered, and the manager called the police because they hadn't ordered anything. The police arrived and arrested the black men. So then in the last couple of weeks of seeing what has happened after that, I've seen the police called on I've seen the police called on a student at Yale, a black student at Yale. A white student called the police because the black student was taking a nap in one of the common areas, as I understand it. Then this morning, I watched video of another woman of the lighter hue nation call the police on a group of people of the darker hue nation in Chicago who were having a barbecue. And the woman called the police because they weren't supposed to, or according to her, turns out that's not true, but according to her, they weren't supposed to be using a charcoal grill. And I'm watching this whole thing play out, and it's about 20 minutes of video, and the woman of the lighter hue nation works herself into a frenzy because the police hadn't shown up within 2 hours of her calling about this issue, when she's confronted by the black woman. She then proceeds to melt down and says she's being harassed. And if it wasn't such a serious issue, because people who look like me, when the police get involved, in a lot of cases end up dead. And so I'm watching this meltdown, and if it wasn't so serious, it would have been comical of how she started hyperventilating and just being extra. And she had called the police over a charcoal grill. But then, as I was walking, I was also thinking, hey, good morning. I was also thinking about this issue of a group of black women were checking out of an Airbnb, and a neighbor called because they looked suspicious. Now, the facts of the case are still being determined, especially with some body cam footage being released. However, what was fascinating to me and what prompted me to just jump on and talk about this is the fact that the owner of the house was, I guess it was a news conference, and she said something to the effect of, had they just spoken and been nice, this wouldn't have happened. But the neighbor, because they weren't nice or waved back at her, decided that they were suspicious. What in the entire hell is the matter with people? So let me get this straight. Let me just understand this. So we're back to the time period where black people are expected to speak every time a white person greets us. Now, understand, don't get it twisted. If you haven't figured out by now, I'm the person who will speak to anybody. You just heard me speak to my neighbor as I was walking now. I will speak to anybody. However, it does not require the police being called because a neighbor decides she don't want to speak to me. What kind of crap is that? And then I'm wondering, like, is this the new vogue thing to do? To just call the police on black people just for us doing normal everyday things that just existing? And then what made me really wonder is that what part was part of this unconscious bias in play, because this is an Airbnb. Is this a new time? Is this the first time you're renting? So your neighbor never saw any other people loading their suitcases up? And so that's why this was funny? Or had she seen other people staying in the Airbnb, they just didn't happen to be black? But I'm like, what kind of crazy madness is this that now I'm required to be nice? I'm not saying it's a good thing to be nice. It's actually best practice to be nice. But it ain't required. How many people have you come across that you've spoken and they haven't acknowledged you? This has just gotten bananas for me. And then there's the issue with, is it Nordstrom's Rack? I think it was Nordstrom's Rack or someplace where just recently a bunch of black kids, one had just graduated from college, and then he was coming back and helping his friends shop. They were followed around in Nordstrom's, ultimately accused of stealing, which was not true. And a white customer made the remark to them, "You're bums. Would your parents or grandparents be proud?" They just assumed that these kids were up to no good. And the police ended up being called. They had to show their bags, empty their pockets to prove they hadn't been stealing. And so I'm just like, is this the new thing that we're doing now, America? Like, and I have to be honest with you. I've never had a disrespectful encounter with the police anytime I've had to deal with them, from having getting pulled over for speeding, or even in my neighborhood where I had to call on my neighbors because my neighbors were throwing trash constantly over in my yard. And even when I left my abusive ex, it was the white police officers who actually physically helped me move stuff. They went over and beyond. So my my run-ins with law enforcement has not been negative. However, but it doesn't matter that just because it isn't happening to me, that it's still not happening in other places. If you've listened to other podcast episodes of mine, you can hear me speaking and waving to my neighbors. I live in Los Angeles, North Hollywood. So, I haven't had those kind of issues, but just because, and here's what I would say to my listeners of the Lighter Hue Nation, just because it's not happening to you, you not experience it, does not mean it's not happening. This stuff is real. And it's just beyond bananas that we're just, and I'm hesitating and trying to make sure, like, okay, is it just concentrated? If I'm just seeing it, is it really this prevalent? But it's just like, this is just getting crazy. Every time I turn around, police are called for just stupid stuff. That, like, really, lady, who has 2 hours of a day to stand and wait for the police over somebody using a charcoal grill? Like, you have nothing else to do. Like, what really drove you calling the police? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I just had to get that off my chest. Because maybe somebody can actually email me. Hi there at tuneinwithtj.com. Hi there at tuneinwithtj. That's TEEJ.com. Shoot me an email. Tell me what's up. Tweet me, Facebook me, Instagram me, something. Because I'm bothered by this. All right. I'm going back walking. I had turned around so I could finish this recording. Headed back to my house. Go out and make God smile. I'll make him laugh. Don't forget to subscribe, write a review, and share. And I'll talk to you later.
Well, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed what my TT shared with you. And like she always says, let's go out and make God smile. And don't forget to hug somebody. It's T2 Mercer signing off now. See y'all later.